welcome to the post-game show for the 2024 Rodeo Finals in San Angelo, sponsored by Texas Trust Credit Union. Whether you are in need of a personal loan or to consolidate debt or get a credit card with lots of perks, there are two locations of Texas Trust Credit Union in San Angelo. One's over there on 2288 by the Chick-fil-A, and one's downtown San Angelo on Tewig. With that, let's get right into it. We got a lot of content. I'm Joe Hyde. This is my co-host,
Ryan Chadwick, and it was the finals tonight at the San Angelo Rodeo, and we got all winners.
All winners. Well, of course, it was the finals. We're going to have a lot of winners. And by the way, we have a storm brewing in, so we got to get through this fast.
Yep. So tonight in the bareback riding, we had a bunch of good rides happen. I think the lowest one was like an 80, but a bunch of 84s and 85s. And specifically, Cooper Cook, he just kind of went off tonight. He posted an 85.5, and it was good enough to give him or an 88.5. I'm sorry, an 88.5, and it was good enough to give him the victory there. But he led in the first round, and he led in the second round, and so he made himself some money in this. So yeah, congratulations to Cooper Cook, and I interviewed him afterwards. So let's head straight to that interview.
All right.
Bareback champion Cooper Cook just put up an 88-point ride. Won the entire competition by 4 points. You know, you were best in the first round, you were best in the second round. Just go ahead and give me your thoughts on your ride tonight.
So that was a great horse, Colin Pickett's. I've seen Cole Franks be 91 on it, and I watched that video, and I thought it fit my riding style really good, get up there and be really showy and let me do my job, and it did.
Don't you just love it when the horse delivers?
Oh, yeah. It's the best thing. And, you know, Colin, his horses always deliver.
Yeah. Now, you've won the San Angelo Rodeo at 21 years old. You haven't been doing that like as a pro that long now, but like what do you attribute all your success to?
You know, my family and everyone that helped me get here, honestly. From the time I was 3 years old, going to my brother's rodeos and my sister's rodeos, and just growing up around the rodeo atmosphere just really just stuck with me.
All right, well, congratulations again on your win, and this is your bareback champion, posting an 88.5 tonight, 177.5 on two-head. But remember, all this bareback rough stock coverage has been brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, only available at Vehicle Accessories.
So one thing you were saying, Ryan, is the guys that won, the guys in the top that got the money in the bareback did well during the first 10 performances.
Yes. So basically, they still kept track. Yeah, they kept track of the longo, and whatever score you had in the longo carried over.
And for those longos, those 10 performances of the rodeo that we've been giving you these shows for. So all those shows, all that counted, and so the guys that did the best in the longo had pretty good scores. They didn't have to like blow it out.
Yeah, so they definitely had an advantage. So like Cooper Cook, I'm sorry, he did really well in his first go on his first ride. So he already had that advantage. He didn't have to score as high on his second go. And as you saw, like it wouldn't have mattered. He got that 88.5. So he won, you know, and like he won a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
So
our bareback riding and our saddle bronc riding is brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, available at Vehicle Accessories on US 67 South, down there just right across the street from Sam's. That general area is down there. But anyway, James, can you run it?
Your time together is priceless. The Midnight Series are American-made, steel front and rear end replacement bumpers for today's hard-working truck owners who are up before first light to work and stay up long after dark to play. Midnight front and rear bumpers take your truck to the next level of performance. Protect what you love and look good doing it with the Ranch Hand Midnight Series, built to take a hit.
Available now at Vehicle Accessories, US 67 South in San Angelo. VehicleACC.com.
So the other half of our rough stock coverage that Vehicle Accessories sponsors was the saddle bronc, and we had another great set of rides. Again, it's the finals. All these cowboys can do it, you know. But in particular, Sage Newman, he had the best ride on tonight. I think he and one other had an 87.5, and we will get to the final results later. But he is the cowboy that I interviewed, and so yeah, let's go head straight into the saddle bronc champ Sage Newman. All right, I'm here with the newest San Angelo Rodeo Saddle Bronc champion, Sage Newman, cowboy from Montana. Sage, we had you on earlier on in the rodeo. You said that it was just going to take skill and a good horse to win. Looks like it worked out. Just tell me how you're feeling, man.
That felt really good. I got a good Pete Carr horse, they called Midnight Train. He had a really good day and matched up with me pretty well, so I was happy to have him. And yeah, I made it back to short round here a couple times in San Angelo, and that was my main goal, was to come back here and get that title. So I feel good.
Well, tell me your overall thoughts on competing and winning in a place like San Angelo, where everyone here, it seems like we're all about rodeo every rodeo season.
Oh, absolutely. That's what's fun here in San Angelo. This little arena, it's electrifying, and everybody knows rodeo, and they love rodeo. So it's just a good crowd out there, and it gets a guy going for sure.
And it seemed like as soon as your ride was over, everyone was already cheering. It's like they knew it was coming, right? So like you went last. What were the nerves like when you saw the scores on the board to the point where it was your turn to go?
That kind of gets me going, actually. When all my buddies go before me, it kind of gets me fired up, watching them guys do good, and pumps me up to make a good ride, and just try to do the best I can. I'm not really competing against them guys. I'm competing against my animal, and do the best I can.
Love to hear it, Sage. And again, this is Sage Newman, the 2024 92nd San Angelo Rodeo Saddle Bronc champion. And remember, all this rough stock coverage has been brought to you by Ranch Hand Grill Guards, only available at Vehicle Accessories.
All right, the next part we have is sponsored by Lip Chip. Tie-down roping. It seems like San Angelo owns the tie-down roping, sphere of the rodeo world, because we got a San Angelo boy who won that.
And actually, this was the first time at the San Angelo Rodeo that a kid from San Angelo won.
Won the entire, won the PRC, rodeo, I think. Yeah. And the interesting thing is, this guy was on our very first show with Cole Harris and Ty Harris.
And I messed up his name.
You messed up. Anyway, let's get to it's Dylan Hancock. Congratulations for winning. And the other thing is, we get into the winnings. He won a lot of money.
He did.
Yeah, he's buying beer next time. Anyway,
if
he can. Is he old enough?
I don't know.
I hope I didn't say anything illegal. Anyway, let's go to the interview.
All right, you're looking at this year's tie-down champion, Dylan Hancock from San Angelo, Texas. Dylan, just tell me how you're feeling right now, man.
Man, this is probably one of the best days of my life. To win the hometown rodeo, don't get much better than this.
Now, talk me through the nerves. Like, you were in the first group that went, and you just had to sit and wait and see all these guys with faster times than you in the first two rounds go. What was going through your mind?
To be honest with you, I didn't know if I was going to make the short round. It kind of come down. I ended up being ninth. Call back there towards the end and had to fight back. So,
I mean, and it worked out, obviously, because you had the fastest time on the night and it ended up working out. So what is the first thing you're going to do with all that money?
Oh, man, we're going to try to get to the next rodeo. We're up in California tomorrow, so we'll be using some diesel or some airplane tickets.
And last question here from me. This is the San Angelo Rodeo. This is your hometown. What does it mean to you to win it here?
The hometown rodeo, they say, is always the hardest one to win, and we just got that done, so that's it. It's very, very special. It's hard to come by, for sure.
Got the monkey off your back, right?
That's right, yes, sir.
All right, and again, this is your tie-down champion, Dylan Hancock. And Dylan, I also have to say on this interview, I got your name wrong in our very first show. I'm sorry for that, man.
All good.
I will never forget it again now, right? All right, again, this has been Dylan Hancock, and all of this tie-down, timed event coverage has been brought to you by Lip Chip.
With all the hard names we've had to pronounce, how did you get Dylan Hancock's name wrong?
It was our first show, and I was nervous.
Were you nervous?
Yes.
No. Ryan Chadwick was nervous.
I mean, not anymore.
Not anymore?
Now we're basically cowboy veterans.
Yeah, we're veterans without hats.
Yeah, we can even, give our opinions whenever, like, we don't agree with a judge's score or something, right?
Yeah, and play the Three Blind Mice song, you know? Yeah. Anyway, all of this is brought to you by Lip Chip, and James, roll it.
This one goes out to the girls. Go show the world you can. Never let them hold you back just because you are a man. This one goes out to those underdogs who aren't afraid to bite. Change your game, break the chain. Get off that porch and fight. Today's your day in the sun. You're rolling like a young gun. Now it's your time to ride. Let your dark horse run. Let your dark horse run.
That was a little breakaway roping that is brand new to the rodeo. We don't have a breakaway. We'll talk about the breakaway when we get to the scores and the finals. But right now we need to go into barrel racing because, man, was it hot in barrel racing. It was a hot contest.
Yep, it was close. It didn't end up close, but in the beginning, like barely any times it separated the first,
the laser was doing its job.
It was. But in the end, Wenda Johnson proved why she's one of the best. She's been one of the best for a long time. She's won the San Angelo Rodeo before, and well, she won it again tonight. She won the entire. She led the entire field by the end of it by 0.3 seconds. So it wasn't close.
Yeah, it wasn't close. Let's go to Wenda Johnson and see what she had to say.
All right, joining me is the newest barrel racing champion. She's back on the show after last night. Wenda Johnson, congratulations on your win. 44 in the average, a little bit slower than your second round run, but it was still well fast enough for you to win the overall. Just tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah, I'm really excited that Mo worked so good. He fortunately gave me a very, very comfortable, nice lead coming into the finals. I knew we just had to get to our spots and get around. And we had a pretty bad stumble at one, but I just let him catch himself, and we just pushed right through it and made sure we got around 2 and 3. And I'm really proud of him. So you got a San Angelo title under your belt now. Just talk about your feelings about the San Angelo Rodeo now that you're this year's winner. Well, this is actually this is the second time I've won it, and I've been reserve a couple times, so I love this rodeo. It's been really good to me, and I love the pins that we run in. So I'm thankful that that you guys here locally put on such a great rodeo, and it kind of closes up the winter season, and it definitely helps us for our standings. Yeah, well, and we know when you're on the card, we're always going to get a great show, and as you know, the people in San Angelo love the rodeo. So I guess we should be saying thank you to you for putting on another great performance. But overall, just at this point in your career, like when you do well enough and it moves you up in the standings, like what does this rodeo do for your overall career? Well, it definitely helps me, and I'm in a unique situation where I do try to just part-time rodeo. I don't really live on the road. I don't want to live on the road. So if we can be successful at these big ones and capitalize on it and come and make a decent sized check, then I don't have to go to all the little ones and win $500, $1,000 at a time. And you're a nurse practitioner? I am, yep. I cover the ER, and so I work part-time there, which is great, and then I come and run barrels part-time, and it's my little hobby job, and we do it for fun, and we have a great time, and I'm so proud of the horses and how well they work. Well, that's awesome, Wenda, and congratulations on your win. Again, this has been Wenda Johnson, 2024's San Angelo Rodeo Barrel Racing Champion. And remember, all of our barrel racing coverage is brought to you by Texas Angels Boutique.
All right, so she is a nurse practitioner, pretty much full-time, and this is like her part-time hobby?
This is just what she does for
fun. And she wins.
You know, guys like us go fishing. I guess you go flying. I go fishing.
But you don't win that much money. Like
I don't win any money.
You realize the barrel racing is like the most money.
Yeah, well, that's
it's like 10 grand.
That's what I'm talking about. Her hobbies get her paid 10 grand. My hobbies
go spend 10 grand.
Go spend 10 grand. There you go.
Anyway,
go play golf.
All of our barrel racing is brought to you by Texas Angels Boutique. Run the ad there. James will talk about it. It's located down in downtown San Angelo, 221 South Chadbourne. It is the place to go to get your rodeo gear. And if you really want to know what the most trending clothes are, like, I have 2 daughters, so I have to, I just give them gift certificates to go. Just say, go down there and get you something, They know how to merchandise to basically, I guess, the high school all the way up to the 40s,
Yeah.
It's the place to go. And
it's all hip in the current rodeo fashion, and if you all watch our pre-show, we do an entire expose.
Yeah, today's pre-show, we have models.
Yep.
You're gonna watch it. But anyway, let's go to the next thing. We gotta get into bull riding. Ready? TriStar Fleet sponsors our bull riding. And before I get into the bull riding, this is the Texas Trust Credit Union post-game show. Appreciate you guys for sponsoring this. It is cold out here, and if you notice, the Ferris wheel is not on.
Yeah,
we had so many clips to pull. I'll tell you what.
I mean, it was a big night. It was finals night. We had to pull a lot of winners, and we had a lot of great conversations with a lot of great cowboys and cowgirls.
And the show ran late too.
Oh yeah, like it was almost a 3-hour show.
I mean, in
the bull riding, I see this leads us into the next thing we're talking about. In the bull riding specifically, we had one cowboy ride 3 bulls tonight.
Yeah, he had 2 rerides.
Yeah, his first 2 bulls would not cooperate. There were fouls immediately. Like the first time, the bull came the wrong way out of the chute, and the second time, the bull went straight into the wall as soon as it started. And so, the one cowboy got to ride 3 bulls, and I did not envy him at all. I work out too hard, and I can't walk the next day.
We had one bull rider ride.
Yep,
and when I say ride, we had one guy that didn't get bucked off.
He made it all the way to 8 seconds.
8 seconds. So, and that guy was, and our favorite. Who was our favorite? The number 12 guy in the pregame show we were talking about.
The guy who won the Extreme Bulls.
Yes, Clayton
Sellers.
Clayton Sellers. I mean, he came out of the gate and just boom, he was gone.
Yeah, I mean, but that was all of it. Like, okay, he made it to 6 seconds.
Did he?
Yeah. Like there was a bunch of 6-second rides, and even Boyd said, he's like, man, if we were only going to 6, we'd have a bunch of 90s right now, you know.
Yeah,
so, but
I mean, the form was looking, they go off.
Yeah, well, and then the bull would just make one last move in the last 2 seconds there, and that's when they'd lose it and they'd fall off. But we had one guy ride. His name was Scott Wells, and because he was the only one to ride, he was our champion tonight. So
let's watch it.
Yep, let's go to that. I'm here with Scott Wells, the lone survivor tonight in the short go for the bull riding at the San Angelo Rodeo. Scott, you got 85 and a half, but it didn't really matter if you only wanted to ride a bull, right? You're the new champion. How do you feel?
Feels good. I've been waiting for this for a long time, and glad to see it finally happen.
Now, when you see a night like tonight and the bulls are just bucking everybody off, does it make you feel more accomplished to the fact that, hey, I'm the one who stayed on?
Well, all them boys ride good, and I guess I just got a good one and did my best to stay on.
Love to hear that, man. Now, at the San Angelo Rodeo, it's really old rodeo. It's historic at this point. What does it mean to you to win in San Angelo?
It means a lot. It's good. Biggest rodeo I've won so far, and glad I got to do it here.
All right, again, well, this has been Scott Wells, and again, he is your 2024 bull riding champion. And remember, all this bull riding coverage has been brought to you by TriStar Fleet.
Good talk with old Scott Wells. One of the mysteries for the bull riding was what happened to J.R. Stratford. J.R. Stratford, of course, got the 90 on the first night, and he was not there for the finals.
It looks like we need to do some investigative work.
Actually, I
did.
Talk about it.
I did. You did? Okay,
yes.
Let's hear it.
I talked to the head of the rodeo, Justin Jonas, and he said he thinks he had an injury, but he could not make it tonight.
Oh,
so
man.
that's why they had to move everyone up in the stand. But he still.
Yeah, but I say good thing for him. No one rode. He still got second overall.
He got second overall, and he's taking home a lot of money for that first night, 90. So the moral of the story is, if you're at bull riding, get a 90 on the first night.
Yeah, well, and that hammers home how important, and how rare those 90-point rides are, because even though I know all those guys had, if any of them would have ridden, he wouldn't have gotten second. But the fact of the matter is, he won the long go, so he got money in the short go because no one else could ride.
That's right. Anyway, all of our bull riding for this entire series has been brought to you by TriStar Fleet. TriStar Fleet is the Mahindra dealer for the Concho Valley. They just got their Mahindra dealership. They stocked up. What we're looking at right here is the TriStar Fleet display on the rodeo grounds. So if you're coming in with your kids to ride the carnival rides, make sure you stop by and say hello to the Love family. They have Mahindra. They have the Mahindra UTV called the Rockstar. You want to look at that. It's like, it harkens back to the old Jeep days. Very rugged UTV. They have Ode UTVs also.
Looks like they had a golf cart too, right?
Lots of golf carts. Icon's the name of the golf carts. They sell lots of golf carts.
Yeah, then of course tractors, Mahindra tractors.
And there's an ATV right there, and that's what it is. TriStar Fleet Sales and Service. They have all the Mahindra tractors are up there at 3705 North Bryant, just beyond, about a mile beyond 29th Street on North Bryant. And all of the ATVs, golf carts, UTVs are there at 703 Knickerbocker Road, which is across from Masco. If you're going, I guess, east, northeast on Knickerbocker's, just before you get to North Bryant on the right. TriStar Fleet, thanks for sponsoring our bull riding. Now we're going to get to the scores.
Scores time. Let's do it.
And then we're out.
Yep.
Because we have a storm coming. At least we did. Maybe it blew over Robert Lee instead of us.
I smell it. Maybe it's still coming.
It's cold out here, I'm telling you. All right, James, scores. By the way, scores today is just one thing. Whoever won.
These are champions in the bareback. Cooper Cook won with an 88.5-point ride on Buffalo Soldier. He won $7,700. Good for him.
Coming into the next event, you know, I might have timed these things wrong.
How long did you put it on there?
Steer wrestling. Cole Walker and Matt Reeves tied with 12.8 seconds on 3 runs, and they got $9,191 each.
So that was actually a cool story. We had Matt Reeves, who's a longtime veteran, and then Cole Walker.
He's 45 years old.
Who's 21, you know, and they both ended up with the exact same time.
So Cole Walker's like less than half his age.
Moving on to the Saddle Bronc, we had a tie for first in Tanner Butner and Sage Newman. At the time in the rodeo, like it seems like they just talked about Sage Newman, so that's the guy I interviewed. But they both got 174 points on 2 rides, and they got $6,200 each.
$6,225 each.
I mean, if you want me to be specific, I can.
Team roping: Shay Carroll and Jace Helton, 13.9 seconds on 3 runs, and they win. They got, I guess, they got a split $8,582.
Oh, and Iga Skiza and Levi Lord, you know, like they were leading by a second. All they had to do was get it in 6.5, and they missed off the jump. So that's
why I read team roping. Right. So anyway, barrel racing. Wendy Johnson, we saw her in the interview. She had 44 seconds on 3 runs, and look at that, almost $10,000, $92.66.
Good for her.
And she's a nurse practitioner. I mean, this bonus money there.
Yeah, that's just, you know, extra toys.
Yeah.
Maybe some upgrades for her trailer or horse or something.
Well, she could put down payment on one of those UTVs at TriStar Fleet.
And finally, in the bull riding, Scott Wells, he wins tonight with 171.5 points on 2 rides. He wins $7,217. Remember, he was the only bull rider to stay on, which means J.R. Stratford, with that 90-point ride in the first round, gets second place overall.
And he gets about $3,000.
Yep, and then in the breakaway roping, we had a bunch of misses tonight. Like, it was unfortunate, but a bunch of the girls that we interviewed and like Timber Allenbrand, we were rooting for her. They had a couple misses, but Brooke Eddy wins this one with 7 seconds on 3 runs, and she wins $6,962.
Tie down roping, Dylan Hancock. We
San Angelo native.
The San Angelo, 24.9 seconds on 3 runs, and look at that haul, man, $10,494.
I mean, it pays to be a good tie-down roper.
Yeah, I mean, better than barrel racing.
I mean, it's close.
This wouldn't be a Title IX thing, would it?
No.
Okay.
Don't even go there, Joe. We just added breakaway, okay? We're making strides.
We're making strides. Anyway, y'all probably didn't get the joke, but it was a good one.
Yeah, that was a sports joke right there.
Anyway, this has been the Texas Trust Credit Union postgame show from the finals for the San Angelo Rodeo. Today is April 19th, 2024. Soon will be April 20th, 2024. Thank you for watching. I'm Joe Hyde. This is my co-host.
And I'm Ryan Chadwick, and we'll see you tomorrow for a pre- and post-game show on the Cinch Shootout. And remember, all of this rodeo content can be found after the fact only on SanAngeloLive.com.
And let's take it to the Jim Bass Ford. Thank you for title sponsoring everything we're doing out here at the rodeo. Until tomorrow, I'm Joe Hyde.
Ryan Chadwick.
See ya.